Game at Brunswick High School. Tonight, your Dragons are hosting Greely High. The Kennebec Valley Athletic Conference, along with Brunswick High School, requests that all people in attendance at today's game abide by principles of good sportsmanship. The athletes on the court will be giving their best efforts. We ask that you give your positive support. Help make tonight's game enjoyable for everyone in attendance, especially the people around you. As a reminder, Brunswick High is a smoke-free, alcohol-free, and pet-free campus. Fans are not allowed on the court at any time and must remain in the bleachers. Bathroom facilities are located near the cafeteria. Designated team bench areas are limited to players, coaches, and team personnel only. Thank you for your support. At this time, we'd like to introduce the starting lineup for Greely. Guard number 11, Rocky Axelson. Guard number 3, Alex Rosignol. Forward number 1, Jackson Cool. Forward number 23, Garrett Donnelly. And a forward number 35, Matt McGinnis. The Rangers are coached by Matt Semino, assisted by Jared Gardner and Finn Sharp. Dragon fans, on your feet. Let's introduce the starting lineup for your Brunswick Dragons. Number 24, Owen Quinn. Forward number 23, Owen McGrath. And forward number 21, Ryland Lay. And forward number 3, Logan Gray. And at guard number 10, Brendan B. Shaw. Your Dragons are coached by Ben Clark and assisted by Ryan Susie. Athletic training services tonight are provided by Dr. Krista Henley. Tonight's officials are Mr. Henry, Mr. McLean, and Mr. Trahan. Would you now please stand and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brunswick High School for our first basketball game of the Brunswick High Sports Network season. Robert, that is the winter season. We're excited to be back. We've had some hockey games already, but excited to be back indoors here in the Brunswick Gymnasium. How are we feeling for this game tonight?
Ethan, I'm feeling amazing. I am glad to have you back. It's been a little over a month since you've called the game. Guys, this is the only time I'm going to mention this all night. No scoreboard. We promised there would be a scoreboard. We're sorry. That's the only time I'm mentioning that. We're moving on.
That is, of course, due to the ever-going battle between Brunswick High Sports Network and the Brunswick High School Wi-Fi. Logan Gray here to take the tip for the Dragons against McGinnis, number 35 from Greely.
Ethan, I would really keep an eye on Logan Gray for when the Dragons get their first possession from the inside knowledge that I've gotten.
Here's McGinnis up at the top. Axelson Axelson looking, turned over here. Here's Gray on a fast break. Gray's going to put it up, and he's going to yam that one down. Ladies and gentlemen, if you believe in omens, boy, is that a good one.
I hope you were keeping as close an eye as I asked you to. How about that? A dunk on the first play.
And here's Rylan Lay. Rylan Lay looking for some joy of his own. He's going to put that off the backboard, but Gray able to finish that one for him, grab the rebound, and make it 4-0 Dragons here. Axelson into Rosignol, stolen away there by Shaw, number 10. Shaw, one of the top emerging players for the Dragons, a senior this year. Expect him to be one of the leading point scorers this year, along with reigning BHSN Player of the Year, Rylan Lay, number 21 there.
Quick stat for you folks early here. In the first 51 seconds, the Dragons have already recorded 3 steals. So that's something to watch out for tonight. About a steal every 19-ish seconds.
Yeah, not a great start for the Rangers. Again, they do have a new coach this year, former JV coach at Falmouth High School. That is Matt Simoneau. We'll see how he does here in his debut with the Rangers. Owen Quinn's shot falls just to the side of the rim there, as Cool's going to come the other way to Rosignol. Rosignol's pass intended for Donnelly off the foot of McGrath there in the paint. Owen Quinn, the lone starting sophomore there, defending the inbound, as Cool's going to back in and try to get a shot over Shaw, but he is rejected. Here's Gray once again. Gray with some guys coming in behind him. He's going to fall into the wall. He's okay.
Folks, I hope you can see it in the corner of your screen there. It is 4-0 Dragons right now, 6:40 to go in the first quarter. Logan Gray has 100% of the points for the Dragons this season, and he looks to add a couple more.
That one's going to fall through. Logan Gray, through 2 preseason games against South Portland and Thornton Academy, had 0 free throws, but he will make both of those here, sending it to 6-0. Again, all 6 points from Logan Gray. I think at this point we can say Logan Gray is on track for a Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game. Is that true, Robert?
I would say the math probably does check out in that 100-point department, except the only difference, of course, being we have video evidence of this 100-point game. Zach Wintle.
Brendan Shaw going to put in the layup there to make it 8-0, just 1 minute 31 seconds into this game. We're going to hand it over to Zach Wintle, who has a scouting report here for Greely.
Thank you, Ethan. Greely lost, I think, 7 seniors, 5 of them which that started, all right? Their best player is Rocky Alexson, number 11, who's a junior. They also have a good big, number 35, plays mostly defense. That's normally his big game, and he plays in the post. They also have a good number 1, Jackson, who's a wing. He plays good D, shoots the ball well too. All right, they're a very young squad, so yeah, they have years to come, but not right now.
Thank you, Zach. Again, very contrasting to an older Brunswick team this year. Donnelly to inbound. He's got Rosignol. Rosignol quick up to Axelson. 2-on-1 here in the zone. He's going to fall to the ground off the side of the backboard. Wanted a foul on Quinn, but Quinn's got the ball going the other way. Here's McGrath. McGrath pulling up for 3. He's got it.
I'm sorry to tell you, Ethan, his foot was on that black line, but a very long 2. Nice shot by McGrath.
Axelson with the hezzy there. Managed to get the shot up, and the foul is going to come on 21, Rylan Lay. Contact made there on the shot.
I am very confident that that was a 2-point shot, and they did appear to count it as a 3. So interesting to monitor there. Hopefully they do not check the video evidence.
Yeah, again, is McGrath's foot pretty close to the line there. Again, our favorite saying at BHSN, the referees are always correct, so we're going to defer to them there.
I'm going to have to pull up the instant replay here. I'm very confident it was on the line.
Axelson connecting on both of his free throws. 11-2 the score now. Dragons out to a hot start. McGrath collecting. McGrath to his left, turning out to Lay. Lay thought about the 3. He'll take it into the paint. Spinning around, getting up, and that is blocked, but off of the hand of Jackson Cool. Dragons maintaining possession here. Shaw out to Quinn. To Shaw. Shaw's going to drive inside, find Lay in the corner. And they're going to call him on a travel there. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Bowen did just check the replay. It appears McGrath's foot was about an inch or so over the line. So that 3 actually should have been a 2, but we'll take it.
Yeah, left toe right on the black, but nobody tell the officials. If you're an official watching this stream, just let it go.
Strong attempt there from McGinnis. Fouled by Owen Quinn, his first of the night.
I believe, is that Johnny Porter checking in for the Dragons, Ethan?
That is Robert. Looks like he's going to take out Owen Quinn, who just had the foul.
In that second preseason game down against South Portland last week, Johnny Porter hit 3 consecutive threes late in the game in about like the last 2 minutes of that game, 3 consecutive threes. So I would watch out for 2 and white from behind the arc, unlike Owen McGrath, who was on the arc.
McGinnis 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And Johnny Porter, first year on varsity here. Dragons, an older squad, as Shaw tips that away from Cool. A strong pursuit there on defense. Cool able to recollect it back into the zone. Keel swinging around. Here's Donnelly. Donnelly cutting inside. Swatted away there by Rylan Lay, as he's going to bring it the other way. Rylan Lay's got his man one-on-one. Lay it off for Shaw. Shaw into the corner, Gray. Here's McGrath. McGrath open. That's going to fall in, and his foot was behind the line.
That left toe comfortably behind the black. Owen McGrath is shooting great from distance.
McGrath 2 for 2, and he's got a steal to boot. And here comes Gray the other way. Gray driving. Fouled by Cool. Cool doesn't quite seem to agree with the call, but the referee is always correct. So Gray will head to the line no matter what. Logan Gray had 6 going into that shot. He'll make it 7.
That is a 15-2 lead for Brunswick. 4:47 left in the first quarter.
Logan Gray with his first miss of the night, as number 20 Saxon is checked in for the Rangers, as well as number 21. That's going to be Morgan. Cool tried to get around Gray there on the line. Ended up tripping on an extended foot. Gray's first foul of the night. Inbound there to Sachs. Sachs going to bring it around to the middle. Donnelly, there's Lennox. Lennox into the game, poking it away. Foul is going to be called there on McGrath.
Good defense there by the sophomore. 33 in white, of course, taking that number from the great Trevor Garish, who wore that for the last, I think, 4 years of high school.
Garish really the only significant loss from the senior class for the Dragons last year. They'll be missing him in the paint, but overall the Dragons are feeling better about this season. Axelson, a player to watch in this game. He's going to drive it inside. Try to float one over Porter off the front edge of the rim. Here's McGrath through some contact. Gray's going to take it right in. He's going to be pushed there. Back to the line, Logan Gray for some more shots. Started had 4 tonight. You know, in a game like this where the Dragons have such a strong lead, you kind of hope that you get to see some more of the depth guys. A singular freshman on the Dragons roster this year, Jackson Tebow. We just watched him in the JV game, a clutch buzzer beater 3-pointer to get the victory and a strong comeback fourth quarter win for the JV team. As Gray's going to go 0 for 2 from the line there, now 1 for 4 on the day. Quick pass up there. That's going to fall in. That's number 21, Bela Morgan. Shaw will take his time heading in. Find Lennox more up top. Shaw, his first shot of the night. Short. Rangers the other way. Sachs. Sachs double teamed out at the point. Falls through his legs. Here's Donnelly with a chance. Thought about it. Didn't trust his shot. Ball finds Axelson. Axelson double teamed up top. With some quick pressure from the Dragons. And Donnelly getting in there to get the rebound off the missed field goal there from Oregon. Johnny Porter now into the zone. Porter will lay it off to Logan Gray. Gray out to Moore. Moore's going to fight his way through, grab his own rebound, looking for help. Porter's going to offer it, and ball's going to end up in the hands of the Rangers there. Quick pass into Sachs. Defended by Gray. Gray's able to hold him up. Axelson now coming under Gray.
That is just great hustle by Logan Gray there. James Sachs had a few steps on him, but just could not put up the layup because he felt Gray on his backside.
Rocky Axelson missed his first shot as Owen Quinn, number 24, checks in for Logan Gray. We'll find one of his shots as we are now 15-5, 2:46 remaining in this first quarter. Shaw will find Quinn. Quinn surveying his options. Tough pressure there from number 2, Kaplan of the Rangers. Finn White to collect. Moore into the paint. Moore's gonna find it.
Yeah, Ethan, ever since Trevor Garish graduated following last season, the Dragons have been trying to be able to replace that size in the paint. Of course, Trevor Garish standing at 6'4", 6'5", now playing Division III football at Colby College as wide receiver. Lennox Moore, one of the candidates to become that big man. A very nice play in the paint there to get the layup.
Again, no real giants on this Brunswick team. Humberto Mayenga, probably the tallest guy on the roster, currently on the bench. Be interested to see if we do see him tonight. Dragons will definitely be playing small ball this year. Seems to be working so far, though. 17-5 lead, 2:19 on the clock as Jackson Cool will take his second shot. Cool 0 for 2. Free throws have not been a strong suit tonight all around. Quinn darting to the middle. Quinn's going to try to get one up, and a beautiful layup there. Got through 2 guys, able to bounce it off the rim.
Ethan, I played a full football season with Owen Quinn. He was just a great running back, showed his elusiveness there on the basketball court.
Pass from Porter floated over to Finn White. Finn White dancing around, falls down, but off the backboard and in. Finn White's got his first points of the season. Kaplan the other way, lays it off to Cool. Cool, long range 2. He's knocked down, no good. Porter there on the defense. Quinn the other way. Shaw. Screen set there by Moore as Shaw's going to find Porter. Porter driving inside. White's got a wide open Quinn up top. Quinn into the middle. And Quinn, absolutely electric right now.
Exactly the same thing as I said last time. Owen Quinn, electric with the football in his hands, electric with the basketball, making moves, getting inside, getting another 2 points.
Quinn with a steal right to Brendan Shaw. 25-5. Dragons extending their lead by about 8 points there in a matter of 30 seconds. As we get a timeout here.
course, tomorrow night on BHSN, we will have another great game as we'll have another Brunswick versus Greely match at, Ethan's at 6:30, your hockey game? At 6:30, is that correct? Okay, 6:30 on BHSN, live tomorrow. Brunswick Freeport will play against Greely for their first game of the boys ice hockey season at Sidney J. Watson Arena. I'll be there calling the game. Kaz Kosinski will be with me. Brandon Ware on the camera, and Ethan Patterson, I think, are you going to be playing in that game, so you probably can't commentate?
Yeah, that'll be the unfortunate truth tomorrow, yes.
Okay. Well, he'll still be there on the stream, I guess, you could say.
Dragons are going to take Shaw out. Lay and Swain now in here. Swain's first minutes of the night. Inbound immediately tipped away by Lennox Moore, number 33. As we're going to get a slight adjustment on the rebound. No time off the clock. Rangers in movement. Axelson finds the ball. Axelson, he's got a man in the corner. That's Sachs. Sachs for three. No good. Rebound one there by Hartford. Axelson up top. Axelson will command his men. Keep it to himself for now, though. Axelson through the middle. Around Finn. Looking for Hartford in the corner. Tipped away by Swain. Looked like Axelson was looking for a no-look pass. Almost just donated the ball to Alan Swain. Lucky to maintain possession here as Axelson has got it once again. He'll take a two-pointer there and knock it in. 40 seconds here to go in this first quarter.
Zach Wintle told us Axelson was a good shooter, and he made a nice mid-range two there, swishing it in.
That ball goes out off the foot of Axelson. Interesting shoot choice tonight from Rocky Axelson. Mismatched shoes.
Yeah, very interesting.
Here's Lay with two white shoes. Quinn to Moore. Moore's going to turn. Moore up and in. 27-7. Dragons have a 20-point lead. 20 seconds remaining in this first quarter here. Hartford. Hartford delayed by Lay, getting into the front court. Hartford inside. That's number 10, Mendoza into the game. Barely keeping it in. Alan Swain with a buzzer beater chance here, just short. 27-7. First quarter, strong start there from the Dragons.
Love the attempt from Alan Swain there. I remember last year, Brunswick girls basketball was playing against Grey New Gloucester, and Eva Harvey hits a fantastic half-court buzzer beater in that game. Swain, of course, mirroring in the NBA. I believe they just added the heave rule, which in the final seconds of a quarter, if you're shooting a shot greater than half the court, then it does not count towards hurting your shooting percentage. So a lot of the NBA players have really started heaving those in the final seconds, and Alan Swain channeling that energy. But I'm sure he doesn't need the heave rule. He will, unselfish player, doesn't care about his shot percentage, just wants to put up those half-court buzzer beater attempts. So love to see it from Alan Swain. Of course, it did miss, but it's all right.
Yeah, we'll have to let Kaz Kaczynski, our statistician, know of that. Not sure if it is a MPA rule, but I think we'll go with that. That sounds good.
Ethan, if it's not, we will write to the MPA and put in the Alan Swain rule, also known as the heave rule. (27-7) is our score. Once again, I do hope you can see that in the corner of your screen.
Rangers going to bring out Martone there. That's Dom Martone, number 5. I believe that's the first we've seen him tonight. Dragons with a familiar lineup. This is who they brought out to start this game. Inbound from Shaw. Finds Lay. Lay spinning through the middle. He's fouled on the shot. He'll head to the free throw line. fell on number 23, Garrick Donnelly. One for one there for Lay, as McGinnis will take out Hartford. Lay hoping to make it 2 for 2. She does. Dragons extending their lead now to 22, as number 23, Donnelly, will manage the ball here for the Rangers. Rangers into the front court. Rosignol scanning, finds Axelson. Axelson, a favorite target here in the front court for the Rangers. Axelson to the middle. Nearly stolen away there by Lay. McGinnis is going to have a chance. Looks like Logan Gray got a hand on that, trying to find Lay. Refs are going to call that out of bounds. Robert, did you see that?
It kind of looked from my angle like he kept it in bounds, but we will have to go to the instant replay to decide for sure.
Yeah, again, always defer to the official, as they are correct. Numbers in here for the Rangers. McGinnis, his arm is swatted there by Rylan Lay. He'll head to the line for a couple of shots. Matt McGinnis, number 35, a freshman for the Rangers, the singular freshman on this Rangers team. McGinnis 1 for 2, as Shaw brings it the other way. Quinn in the corner, put away there by Martone, as Axelson's going to have a chance. Good defense there by McGrath. Shaw's going to take it himself to the middle. Logan Gray able to collect the rebound, and Logan Gray able to pick up the leftovers from his teammates tonight.
That is just a great play by Gray. Shaw making a mistake. Doesn't matter when you have a friend like Logan Gray out there.
Logan Gray continues to make plays. A nice hustle steal there as he finds Shaw on the side. Shaw's going to bring it to the middle. Lay with an open three. That looks good, and it is! Rylan Lay, usually we'll see him in the paint, but not afraid from the three-point line. Axelson over the head of Quinn. His pass intended for McGinnis is knocked away by Shaw. Shaw's going to get it here. Shaw spinning up, rolling around the rim as Rylan Lay looks to be swatted in the head there on the shot attempt.
Not sure if you guys could see it, but very great piece of sportsmanship by Owen Quinn, as he stopped to help up Axelson when Axelson had fallen down. Even though the play was still going, Quinn could have ran up the court and had a 5-on-4 odd-man rush, but up here by 26 points. He took the sportsmanlike route and helped up his opponent.
Substitutions in here for the Rangers. Morgan and Cool into the game. Owen Quinn out. Robert, do we need a sportsmanship award for BHSN?
I think we do. We're trying to develop a whole slew of end-of-year awards for Brunswick High Sports Network. Owen Quinn, early favorite.
Again, a hard stat to track, but we'll keep an eye out for sure.
We'll do our best.
Donnelly up to Axelson. Axelson, a familiar rush. That layup didn't really have a plan there as Gabe Pernella-Maya is in the game. Behind the back pass from McGrath to Porter. Porter floating it up and over and in. Martone on the inbound. Once again, we'll find Axelson. Axelson now guarded by Pernella-Myers. Cool. Get around Porter, but fouled as Gray nearly had another steal there. Dragons will bring in Lennox Moore, number 33, removing Logan Gray. He's had a strong night so far. Inbound floated over Porter to Cool. Cool trying to drive into the middle. His layup well over the rim. And collected by Pernell Myers. Porter with a no-look pass inside to McGrath. Couldn't finish. McGrath trying to get the rebound, but will fall into the hands of number 21, Morgan, as Donnelly goes the other way for the easy layup.
That's a great look off there by Johnny Porter. Maybe Greely had watched that South Portland film and feared Toon White as a three-point shooter. He faked that shot and found McGrath inside.
Good to see a lot of selfless play here for the Dragons, as they have 38 points through a quarter and 3 minutes of this game. Shaw spinning. Up to McGrath up top. Screen there by Moore. Moore with the ball over to Pernell Myers. Gabe Pernell Myers. Floater. No good. Moore. He's going to push off there of the Greely defender, Donnelly. Possession falls into the Rangers. Martone seems to be the inbounder of choice here, as he'll find Donnelly over a mismatched, shorter Finn White. Although he just decides to give the ball to Moore. Here's Shaw. Shaw with some tough defense, coming back the other way from Martone, but able to find the netting. Axelson. Axelson into Martone. Martone dancing along the line, but can't keep it in. Dragons to inbound here. Finn White back in the game now.
Ethan, this has just been a statement half from the Brunswick Dragons, a team that lost in the first round of the playoffs last year to Kennebunk. Over the offseason, with the new division, the new realignment of classes in the state of Maine, Class AA was gotten rid of, and the Dragons were kept in Class A, and meaning that Class A is now the highest level of basketball in this state. The Dragons playing in the new Class A, statement saying we belong here in the highest level of basketball in the state of Maine. They put up 40 points here, and we're not even at halftime. 40-10, 3:35 to go.
Pernell Myers in here, as Porter's going to go through his legs. Back to Pernell Myers up top. Playing pass with Porter now. Porter a long three off the front of the rim. Axelson to get the rebound. Cool. Jackson Cool. Up top there to Morgan. Morgan stolen away there by Shaw. Moore. He's got Porter. Porter, a layup. In. Textbook passing there from the Dragons as they continue to extend their lead. 42-10 now. 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Axelson's going to take it to the middle, kick it out to Donnelly. Donnelly with a three. No good. Robert, I don't believe the Rangers have completed a three so far in this game.
Yeah, at 10 points, I do believe it's just been twos from them.
Twos and free throws make up the 10. As Pernell Myers has got a chance, he's going to take it to the middle. Getting around his guy. Ends up on the floor, no good. Axelson now. Axelson, a long range two, made one earlier, and he's got another. Shaw remains in charge here. Porter now. Porter faking every which way. Ends up choosing Lennox Moore as his target. Pernell Myers now. Moore. Over to White. Pernell Myers. He'll drive in. He's going to turn around, try to put one up. I believe Pernell Myers is now 0 for 3 on field goals on the night, as Jackson Cool has a wide open layup, and he sinks it. Timeout here for the Dragons. Some substitutions coming in. Number 30, Alan Swain, and number 24, Owen Quinn. Robert, back to your point about the sort of reshuffling. I was talking to some of the boys earlier. They're disappointed about their ranking in the Maine basketball rankings. So definitely trying to make a statement here. Prove the haters wrong. These guys feel like they can be a good team, and they're proving it so far.
Well, past that, Ethan, they believe that they can win a state championship, and that Maine basketball ranking ranked them as the 21st best team in the state. And, of course, playing in Class A to win a state championship, you have to be the #1 team in the state. So they believe they can do it. They're going to just tune out the noise and look to rise those ranks, as I believe they can.
Excellent numerical analysis there, Robert. A couple of Dragons have been to a state championship before. Number 10, Brendan Shaw, and number 11, Declan Taburge, who we have not seen yet tonight. Both made it to the state championship in Class A soccer this year, falling up short, but the taste is certainly in their mouth. Brunella Myers remains in. Quinn and Swain, as we mentioned, back in. Moore trying to find Swain, knocked away, but Finn White with a gritty collection there. As Quinn looking for more. Quinn's going to take it inside, just off. As a shorter Prunella Myers is going to keep it in, but falls into the hands of Jackson Cool. Cool now. Cool, defended by Swain. Swain's got his arm in there. Good call there by the referee. Alan Swain's going to get some knowledge here from Brunswick coach Ben Clark. Cool's going to knock in the first one as Rocky Axelson back in. He'll take out Morgan.
Score is 42-15 Brunswick right now, with 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the first half.
Cool's second free throw off the front of the rim. Rebound collected by Moore as Quinn has got it. Getting near the edge there as he'll just throw it off the foot of Jackson Cool.
Yeah, that is a very savvy play by 24 and White.
Again, that went off the tan sneaker, the left sneaker of Jackson Cool, not the right purple one.
We'll have to monitor which shoe does better as the game goes along.
So far, it is the purple one, as Quinn's going to dribble through two defenders here. Here's Finn White back and forth, bringing it out up high. Finn White back inside, looking for options. He's got few, but he finds Quinn. Quinn, 40 seconds remaining. Alan Swain cutting inside. Arm got in there from Axelson as Swain attempted to make a pass to Finn White in the corner, no call. Possession, Rangers. Sacks, Axelson. Axelson in his favorite spot. He's got 3 two-pointers from there tonight. Prunella Myers with 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, you can hear Coach Clark asking for this to be the final shot with 15 seconds left in the first half. Prunella Myers will run the clock down, then go try to put a shot up.
Prunella Myers killing 15 seconds, 7 seconds now. Pass intended for Swain. Falls out of bounds. I thought that was off of Donnelly, but apparently not.
I do think Swain just dropped it. I think that's a classic tale. You see this in many other sports. I'll let you take this away.
Axelson now, 4 seconds on the clock. He's got one as time will expire here. Dragons with a strong 42-19 lead at the end of one half.
Yeah, you see that in many other sports, Ethan. In football, you look to catch a pass, and then you just start thinking about running up the field after you take your eye off the ball, you drop it. Lacrosse, I'm looking to catch a pass, I start thinking about the shot too early, I take my eye off, I drop it. Alan Swain, open there, cutting towards the rim, started thinking about that layup, took his eye off it, went through his hands, and Greely gets a couple points as the half ends.
Dragons showing no signs of rustiness as they return from the offseason. A strong, commanding 42-19 lead here. We'll be back with you in 9 minutes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our second half of action here at Brunswick High School as your Brunswick Dragons play their season opener against the Greely Rangers. Ethan, absolute domination in the first half. They lead 42-19 as we begin our third quarter.
Yeah, really strong all around. Dragons able to get a good amount of guys in with their depth. I expect to see even more of that. Somebody who I'm surprised we haven't seen so far yet is Mayenga, number 44. Their big guy. Also, Declan Taberge, Jackson Tebow, a young freshman. I'd expect them all to get some minutes here in the second half.
I agree. Dragons will start with the same starting five who started the first half, that being Shaw, Gray, Quinn, Lay, and McGrath. Axelson will start the half, but immediately intercepted by Gray, who will take it into the paint, bounce it off the glass, and score. Not a great start from the Rangers. When you think about the 10 minutes that they had at halftime to think of what to start with, it probably was not passing the ball to Logan Gray.
Yeah, not a great way to start the half. Similar start to the first half when the ball was stolen, and then Logan Gray proceeded to go down the court and slam dunk it.
Here is Donnelly, takes it inside, misses, and savvy play there from McGinnis to knock it off of Lay's shin and out of bounds, and Greely will retain possession. Axelson will inbound with Quinn in front of him. He'll loft it up, it'll be caught by Cool. Cool working on Shaw, and that ball will trickle in. 44-21, Shaw will carry into the offensive end. Guarded there by Rosignol. Gives it to Lay at the top of the key. Now to McGrath. McGrath will carry, lofted up for Shaw. Shaw makes the catch, will drive inside. Now bounce to Lay. Lay will protect, get it out to Quinn. Quinn's open for three, and he got it. Owen Quinn, a switch, and that makes it 47-21.
Really good possession there from the Dragons. I think just about everyone got a touch there and finished it off with a three. Great possession from the Dragons.
Absolutely, Ethan. The Dragons are moving the ball extremely well, and most of all, they are getting the ball into the basket at a very high rate.
Yeah, and I believe after that miss, Rangers are still 0 from the three-point line tonight.
I do believe that is correct. 6:33 here in the third. 47-21. Shaw will inbound. We'll give it up to McGrath. McGrath in his left hand, looking for Gray. Instead, he finds Lay. Lay will cut back. Shaw fell down. Lay will spin, get under the basket, and bank it in. And that puts the Dragons at 49. Closing in on that 50-burger here, still early in the second half.
That was a double dribble called there. He put his second hand on the ball, therefore picks up his dribble. If he puts it back down, it will be ruled a double dribble.
Thank you, Kosinski. We have a nice and large BHSN unit today. Brandon Ware on the camera, Ethan Patterson and Robert Bowen here calling the game, and Kosinski doing stats and whatever bit of rules analysis we need. Lay makes a beautiful move. He caused McGinnis to fall down, and the Brunswick bench loved that, Ethan.
Yeah, textbook there from Ryland Lay. Fake to one side, behind the back, sent McGinnis to the floor.
Lay will look to put the Dragons up to 50 points. And he does. Hit the front rim and the back rim, the front rim once more. And the Dragons have a 50-21 lead. James Sachs checks in for the Rangers. He takes out Alex Rosignol. Lay will look to go 2 for 2, and he does. Donnelly will take it from the end line. He'll bounce to Cool. Cool back to Donnelly. Donnelly guarded by McGrath. Gray will double. And nice catch there by Sachs. Now inside to Axelson. Axelson will give it back to Sachs. Sachs was open, didn't take it. Donnelly back to Cool. Cool working on Shaw. He'll look at all the way across, intercepted by Logan Gray. with that big outstretched left hand. Gray gets another steal. Kaz, how many steals is that for Logan Gray tonight?
That is Logan Gray's 4th steal of the evening.
He is playing great on defense and offense. He leads the Dragons in scoring with 11 points. On his way probably to a BHSN Player of the Game award.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there, Robert. Dragons have been shuffling guys in, but Gray still really strong in the statistics column tonight.
Axelson rejected by Brendan Shaw. Wow, Shaw throws down that shot attempt by Axelson. That was a statement, but Greely will retain possession. Cool working on Shaw. Back outside, Axelson open for 3. Hit the back rim and out. Johnny Porter will keep it in bounds behind the back. No look pass to Shaw. How about that effort? Porter, Shaw makes a nice catch on Axelson. Will take it inside into the paint. Lay it up off the glass, front rim and out. Porter wrestling, and we will get a whistle. Possession arrow is in favor of Brunswick. Lay will inbound to McGrath. McGrath to Quinn. Quinn inside to Lay, makes the nice catch, working there on Morgan. Lay will fall. That'll be a travel.
Yeah, tripped up there, travel called. Do also want to mention, I do see Rudy Wazalewski in the stands tonight. First basketball game I've ever seen him at. Recently won Most Likely to Steal the Moon for the yearbook. I believe there's also nearly a full moon tonight, so that is possibly why we see him here.
That is a fantastic point, Ethan. That is the next level breakdowns that you watch BHSN for. Here is cool.
Again, of course, very difficult to steal the moon when it is nearly full, bright, easy to see. Not ideal conditions.
You want, I guess, a full moon with clouds.
Yeah, ideally, yes, that sounds about right.
Because if it's only a crescent, then like, what's the point? You want the full thing. At least I would. Cool for 3, front rim and out, and the Greely cold streak from 3 continues. Shaw to McGrath. McGrath gives up to Lay. Lay will try his own 3 and score. Rylan Lay. A beautiful shot, and that puts him in the lead for points on the night for the Dragons with 12. I don't believe Logan Gray has a 3-pointer yet, though, so he has still scored the most amount of times, but Lay in the lead in the points category because I do believe the 3-pointer is still worth more than the 2, if I had to remember. Lay will try another 3, and that one won't go. Shaw, though, gets the rebound. Shaw gets another rebound, puts that one up. Also will not fall, but Johnny Porter's will.
Angel Reese play there from the Dragons as about the 4th rebound eventually falls in.
That will give them a 56-21 lead here with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Lennox Moore will check out his fellow sophomore Owen Quinn.
Dragons now on a 12-0 run to start the half with 3.5 minutes to go in this quarter. Greely still scoreless so far.
Yeah, when you wanted to come back from that big halftime deficit, coming out of the half and having 0 points here in the first 5 minutes is probably not what the first-year coach... No, we don't have the coach here on this paper, do we? What Coach Matt Semino probably told his team at halftime was probably to score in the first 5 minutes. They have not been able to. Jackson Tebow, the freshman, will check in for his first career varsity minutes. He received a lot of hype over the summer from whoever I talked to about the boys basketball team, and he has his first varsity playing time here, up 56-21 against Greely. That one intercepted by Shaw. Shaw will take it inside and will draw a charge there. Greely possession. Mendoza from the end line, guarded by Tebow. Mendoza will find Sachs. Sachs working on Porter. Will cut back. Nice move. Sachs will cut back again. Here's a long shot by Axelson, and the three-point woes continue as Greely still cannot hit one and still cannot score here in the second half.
Good battle there from Brendan Shaw. Had multiple guys on him, able to hold on to that. Probably a credit that in part to the work with Alan Molnar in the offseason. The boys have been in the gym. Good to see Brendan Shaw out strong this half.
Shaw will carry up the court. Will bounce to Moore. Moore to McGrath. McGrath open at the top of the key for three, and he's got it. Owen McGrath's third three of the night. Well, really his second, but counted as the third. Of course, we've already been over that first one. His left toe was on the line, but McGrath shooting great from three tonight. Sachs working with the screen by Morgan. Morgan, he's open. That one rejected. Greely gets back possession, though, off the glass. And the rebound by Lennox Moore. Moore will leave it off for Porter. Johnny Porter will halt. Will give it back to Moore. Lennox Moore gives off for McGrath. McGrath will take it into the paint. Now a spin, give it to Moore. Moore will spin himself, doubled by two Rangers. And now up the court, Morgan will find Donnelly. Donnelly back to Sachs. Sachs, great swat there by Johnny Porter, but the ball will roll out of bounds and Greely will keep possession.
Rangers are now in the bonus, meaning I believe in high school the rule is if the Dragons foul again, they will be shooting 1-and-1 free throws. You make the first one, you get the second one. Could be wrong, could be two, but I believe it is 1-and-1.
Declan Taberge will play his first varsity minutes of the season, checking out Owen McGrath. Taberge, of course, had a fantastic run in the playoffs as the Brunswick boys soccer goalkeeper, Ethan.
Yeah, that is true, Robert. Good to see him here now. Mayenga, the only player dressed on the bench that we have not seen yet tonight.
Greely will score their first points of the second half. They'll make it 59-23 with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the third. Porter will pump, will give it out for Taberge. Taberge to Moore. Moore finds Finn White. White will find Taberge. Taberge to Porter. Porter gets the screen by Taberge. Still looking. Off for Moore. Moore will back up into the paint. And nice steal there by James Sachs for Greely.
Jackson Tebow battling for his first steal there, showing himself to be a tenacious defender, good speed. Can probably credit that to his fresh fade that he appeared with at school this week.
Absolutely. Ethan, speaking of fresh haircuts, Ethan, is there anything that you're going to be doing this winter in terms of haircuts?
Nope.
Anything related to fantasy football or anything?
No.
Okay, just checking. Just throwing it out there just in case, but it is not true, apparently. Mendoza looking for his second free throw, and he will hit both. 59-25. Finn White has that one batted down by Sachs, and Mendoza with space coming the other way off the glass, and he scores. And one.
That is correct, Robert. A chance for the Rangers to have their first three-point play of the night.
Wow.
40 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Mendoza will not hit the free throw. Front rim. Moore will collect the rebound. Lennox Moore leads the Dragons in rebounds tonight with 4. Thank you, Kosinski, for that statistic. Porter has space. He'll put up the 3, and I believe we do define that as an air ball, as it did not connect with anything.
Yeah, I hate to see it. Porter did show some promise from the three-point line. Again, we mentioned earlier 3 in a row
Against South
in
Portland,
that
yeah.
South Portland game. Had a total of 4 in that game. Yeah, you hate to see it. He'll bounce back, though.
I agree. He has the confidence from that game. Don't want to see him lose that. Hartford will score and cut it to a 30-point deficit with 1 second left. Porter from 3. That one hits the back of the rim at the very least.
Yeah,
As we go into the fourth.
On the topic of threes, I have a bit of a conspiracy theory here.
Really?
I think the Dragons possibly colluded with the three-point line. Rangers still have yet to make a 3. I'm not sure how that would work, but see, there's some higher power at play here in terms of the three-point line when the Greely Rangers are on offense.
It's an interesting theory. I don't quite know if that is correct, but it's not the worst theory I've heard.
I have news, and it is not correct. That is not true.
Again, possibly another theory would be the Dragons' stellar defense tonight. We've seen constantly Dragons will quickly double-team a player up at the top of the key there, having a lot of success with that, a lot of steals, a lot of fast break points tonight. So that's possibly another theory.
It's not a bad one. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here in Brunswick High Sports Network as we have one more quarter here tonight. I'd love to shout out some of our super fans on Brunswick High Sports Network. Siler Donovan, super fan status. Micah Greenwald, super fan status. And, of course, my grandparents, super fan status. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shaw will give it to McGrath. Back to Gray. Dragons have their starting 5 back in to start the fourth quarter. All 5 were on the bench to end the third. Here is Quinn. Will take it inside off the glass and score. Once again, showing that is elusive ball carrier running style. Owen Quinn is now up to how many points? 9 points on the night for 24 in white. Thank you, Kaz. Axelson working on Shaw. Back to Mendoza. Mendoza will find Axelson. Axelson will look back to Cool. Jackson Cool on McGrath. He'll step back. Cool will put up that 2, which he has loved tonight. Quinn gets the rebound up ahead to Lay. Lay with numbers. Leaves off for Gray, and Gray will look for the dunk and get the 2 points. Don't believe we can count that as a dunk, but he did attempt the dunk, and the ball did wind up in the basket. So do we count that, Ethan? What's the ruling?
Yeah, it was too cool. We're going to count that. Logan Gray, a little slow to get up. Seems to be nursing an injury there, but smile on the face nonetheless.
I do see him laughing, probably because of that attempted dunk. He has, of course, one dunk tonight, which happened for the first Dragons points of the season, which we expected. We were told that that was the opening play. Of course, Gray scored that dunk on a fast break. So it wasn't exactly that set play, but still, first points of the season, a Logan Gray dunk. He learned, or I guess gained that ability over the offseason, so we were very excited to see him use it in high school basketball. 64-31 is the Dragons' lead, 6:29 in the fourth quarter. Quinn leaves it off for his fellow Owen McGrath. McGrath under the basket and out of bounds.
Yeah, Robert, on the topic of dunking, there's a significant number, surprisingly, of Brunswick Dragons this year who can dunk. I talked to Logan Gray about this morning during AP Environmental Science. He said the reason we don't see more dunks is that Coach Ben Clark would likely be mad at them if they missed it when they could instead go for an easy layup.
Do you think that could possibly be why Logan Gray was laughing after he stood up following his missed dunk that still wound up in the back of the net? He could imagine what his coach was thinking.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that could be a reason, and also potentially a reason why Logan Gray is now sitting on the bench.
Owen McGrath up to 10 points on the night. How many Dragons have double-digit points has? That would be 1, 2, and 3. Owen McGrath, Rylan Lay, and Logan Gray. Owen Quinn, though, right on the cusp with 9. 66-31 is the Brunswick lead. Shaw with a nice steal behind his back. Shaw all alone off the glass and scores. Brendan Shaw does it all by himself. That is his team-leading 5th steal on the night for 10 and white. Axelson will fire. That one's picked off by Owen McGrath, who will bounce it powerfully to Pernell Myers. Pernell Myers outside the lay. Lay will take it into the paint, front rim, and that would be a travel.
Yeah, easy call there for the referees as we see Tebow and Mayenga finally into the game. That means the entire Brunswick bench has now played minutes in this game. Again, score 68-31, 5:43 remaining in the fourth quarter.
That really is an amazing stat, Ethan. You love to see it. Every single member of Brunswick boys varsity basketball has touched the court tonight. That pass will be saved by Donnelly for the moment. Tebow will get the steal, working on McGinnis outside to Swain. Swain will take it into the paint, will spin, back outside to Tebow. Tebow finds McGrath. McGrath will bounce to Humberto Mayenga for his first touch. He'll loft it to Swain. Swain off the glass, and he'll record his first point. Alan Swain with the layup.
Again, now 9 different point scorers, 9 different contributors here for the Dragons.
The Dragons have eclipsed 70 points as they lead 70-31. Kaz, I hate to distract you from your stat keeping, but I would love if you could pull up the Dragons' last year's schedule and find how many times they scored 70 last year. So, you know what? I'm just going to hand this to Ethan. I'll find it, guys.
Mayenga. Tebow. Tebow into the corner. Pernell Myers with an open 3 off the rim. Tebow in there to grab the rebound. Attempted the quick pass to Pernell Myers. Ref's going to call that out of bounds, much to the disappointment of Finn White on the bench. Burge now in here for the Dragons.
Ethan, just as I suspected, the Dragons did not score 70 points a single time last year, and now in the first game, halfway through the fourth quarter, they have done it. So, talking about a statement for this is a new year of Brunswick basketball, 70 points in the first game. Here's a 3 by Hartford. That will not go. Do the Rangers still not have a 3, Ethan?
Yeah, I believe so, Robert.
I think your conspiracy theory is probably true at this point. It's been too long without a 3. We're through 3.5 quarters. Screen by Mayenga. Tebow open is Swain for 3, and he got it! Alan Swain makes it 73 points for Brunswick.
Alan Swain's 5th point on the night. Again, it's all 5 of those points coming in the past couple minutes here.
Here is Sachs out to McGinnis. McGinnis, we're starting now Hartford with it, has Mayenga in front of him. And he'll look inside. That one's stolen by Jackson Tebow. Tebow into the paint off the glass, and it will roll around and out. Donnelly with a nice defensive rebound and a whistle.
Yeah, really good athletic play there from freshman Jackson Tebow, able to even get the shot off with the contest there on defense. Dragons playing some really strong zone defense tonight. Again, only allowing 31 points, I believe, maybe 4 points only in the second half.
Yeah, that sounds, I think it was 21 points for Greely at halftime. So it is 10, but still outscored them drastically. Taburge with the steal. Pernell Myers will step back, give it to Tebow. Tebow will bounce to Mayenga. Mayenga on McGinnis. Big on big, and Mayenga will win that one. 75 for the Dragons. 75-31.
10 different contributors here for the Dragons. Impressive stuff.
Hold on. How many players are on the team? I believe it is 11, or is it 12? Oh, I'm trying to figure out how many players have not scored.
Potentially 13.
13. So 3 Dragons have not scored tonight, being Taburge, Tebow, and Pernell Myers. No, Kaz is waving me off. No, we want to see every player on the Dragons score. All 3 of those players I listed are on the court right now. Let's see if we can get to that figure, that would be amazing. Swain, long to front rim and out. Moyanga, nice rebound. And out of bounds. I don't know if that's a recorded stat, but if the Dragons could get to every player on the team scoring a point, that would be pretty amazing. Hartford will dribble for the Rangers. Draws the slide from Moyanga. That one was deflected by Tebow. Mendoza, that one rejected by Moyanga.
Moyanga is going to collect a foul there. A little too aggressive. Some contact on the shot.
1 minute and 57 seconds left in our fourth quarter. 75-33 is the Brunswick lead. Mendoza front rim, and it will roll around the rim and fall. Just incredible, Ethan. No 70-point performances last season for the Dragons, and here they score 75 in their opener. But still time left, maybe to get to 80. That would be a pretty amazing figure. Here's Pernell Myers. Nice cut, takes it into the paint, off the glass, and it would not go. Pernell Myers trying to become the 11th scorer for the Dragons tonight. Kaplan. Moyanga with a nice poke. And Pernell Myers with a steal. We'll take it up the court with 1:25 left. Pernell Myers outside to Tebow. Tebow for three, and that'll miss everything. Moyanga, no. Nice swat to Swain. Swain will pull up from three, and that one will clank around and out. Swain has already scored 1 3 tonight. Martone will leave it off for Emerson. Emerson loses it. Checking in now is Sam Albee for Greely.
Minute and 2 seconds to go. Dragons 75-34 lead.
That one rejected by Declan to Burge. But Greely keeps possession. McGinnis swatted away. Dragons get it back now. Moyanga to Pernell Myers. 50 seconds left. Tebow to Pernell Myers. Working there on Kaplan. Pernell Myers outside to Swain. Swain looking for his second three. Side rim and out. Emerson looking to box out Swain, and he does successfully. Greely basketball with 34 left. 75-34 is the score. Carrying now for the Rangers is Martone. Martone will bounce. Nice pass, but to Burge. And Tebow combined for the steal. Now 19 seconds left. That one deflected. Greely gets it back. Here's Emerson. Emerson into the paint. Off the glass, off the rim. McGinnis will put that one back. 10 seconds left now for the Dragons to get one last score, but Pernell Myers will do the sportsmanlike thing and dribble this one out. I would love to see Tebow shoot this half-court shot, but he will not.
Again, Tebow putting in his own mark for the sportsmanship award there, not taking the shot. Again, that would be disappointing to see. 75-36 victory. Again, Rangers not the toughest opponent the Dragons will face this year, but again, they did not eclipse 70 points a singular time last year, so very promising stuff in this first game of the season.
Yeah, that's just amazing, Ethan. Of course, tomorrow night, 6:30, right here on BHSN, Brunswick Greely Part 2 for boys hockey. Ethan will be playing in that one, and me and Kaz will be commentating.
Thank you for tuning in tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We do have our awards to give out. The player of the game, BHSN player of the game tonight, is going to go to Logan Gray. Yeah, number 3, 13 points, a rebound, and 4 steals. Again, also strong performance from Rylan Lay, had 12 points, and Owen McGrath with 11. 3 rebounds and 4 steals from McGrath as well. Overall, great night.
But of course, we're in it for the highlights, and that is why Logan Gray gets our player of the game, scoring a dunk for the Dragons' first points of the season, just about 15 seconds into the game.
Setting the tone early for sure. Thank you again for tuning in tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you tomorrow.